Let's see how to edit the integration strips for forces in shells in CYPE-3D. The integration strips in shells define lines on which the forces corresponding to the shell are integrated to obtain bar forces for a certain strip width. To do this, we open the Shells menu at the top of the interface and click on Integration Strips. Then, we select the shells using the left mouse button or the crossing method and right-click to confirm. In the central part of the pop-up window, the geometry of the first selected shell is displayed. If we have selected more than one shell, the integration strips are copied to the rest of the selected shells once the editing is complete. On the left-hand side, the program allows us to activate the view of the strip references once they have been entered, as well as the contour plots of displacements and forces if the job has been analysed. We can also activate the snaps. We click on the first button in the top toolbar to define the integration of forces in strips. This can be either based on the internal forces, in which case we can use smoothed forces by marking the corresponding checkbox, or based on the nodal forces. A detailed explanation of these methods can be found in the help available by clicking on the icon on the right. With the following button, we can generate integration strips in the zone that we have selected. First of all, we type in the width of the strips. Then, after clicking Accept, we select 4 points with the left mouse button, which will define the generation zone. The integration strips are parallel to the line defined by the first 2 selected points, and will be generated within the zone taking into account the geometry of the shell. The remaining options allow us to manually enter and edit the integration strips. Using the New option, we enter a new integration strip. To do this, after entering the width and clicking Accept, we select 2 points within the shell with the left mouse button. Using Edit, we can modify the properties of several integration strips at the same time. For this purpose, we select the strips with the left mouse button or use the crossing method and right-click to confirm. In the pop-up window, we modify the width and the number of force points. To delete a group of integration strips, we use the following option with the same name. Likewise, we select the strips with the left mouse button or use the crossing method and right-click to confirm. With Move End, we move the end of an integration strip. To do this, we select the end of the strip with the left mouse button and then choose its new position. We can also join several integration strips. After clicking on the option, we select several parallel strips with the left mouse button or use the crossing method and right-click to confirm. This generates a single integration strip in the space defined by the selected strips. To divide several integration strips, we click on the corresponding button and then select the strips with the left mouse button or use the crossing method. Using the right mouse button, we enter the number of divisions in the dialog box and click on Accept. As a result, several integration strips are generated in the place of each selected strip. The last option in the top toolbar allows us to show and hide incidents in elements where an error has occurred. If we place the mouse pointer over these elements, a message describing the error is displayed. To finish editing the integration strips and to confirm the changes, we click on Accept. Creating integration strips allows us to consult the forces in each strip as if they were the forces on a bar of the structure. To do this, after the structure has been analysed, we select Forces in the Analysis menu.